Hi guys. Uh, so my name is Ankita Chilani and I'm going to be your host for this session. Has everyone joined or is there anyone left to join? Till then I'll share my screen. Just tell me if my screen is visible. Okay. Yeah. Before getting started, a question arises that why do we need to research in Web3? So we all know that Web3 started with just one white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto about Bitcoin on Bitcoin. So it is very, very new. The industry is still in its infancy stage. It's still growing. There are a lot of developments to do on the existing products, on the existing technology. And by this, I just don't mean about the blockchain, but also, we know that Web3 is a combination of AI, ML, IoT, edge computing. So we use it all. So Web3 is very, very new. And that is why we need to research a lot. So first of all, what is research? I have written a pretty big definition for it. So it says, simply put, research is the process of discovering new knowledge. That's true. Uh, if we break down the word research, it is made with re plus search. So searching is when we normally go to Google and we search about something. Research is that we take a topic, we know what we read about it, and then from the existing knowledge, we develop on it. We develop new methodologies. We take a new approach to studying, or we improve upon the approach to study that topic. So, research is the process of discovering new knowledge. That is what research is, re plus search, research. And This knowledge can be either the development of new concepts, like I said, or the advancement of the existing knowledge and theories, leading to a new understanding that was not previously known. Now, it's not necessary that we will always find something new or something that is very, very different from what we know. But research is the only way in which, through which, we can develop on the existing technologies. So we know the research culture. It's dated back to, it's like thousands of years old. Even if we look at our Indian history, so how the mathematicians or the astronomers or the scientists of the prehistoric era developed technologies or developed methodologies, how did they do it? That was through research. So research in every area is, it's like a part. It's important, and that is how we grow, that is how we develop, and that is how the if we can say, our whole uh, civilization has developed, how the technology has grown from, if we take a look at how the history. So uh, that is pretty much the goal of research. So, as I've also written, the purpose of research is to further understand the world and to learn how this knowledge can be applied to better our everyday life or better what we know now. So it is an integral part of problem solving. So that's about it. Problem solving, because uh, whatever we know now, if I'm talking about Web3, we know that currently there are around 35 or 36 consensus protocols on which mostly all the blockchains run. So, if when we'll discuss it further after the cohort, when we'll be discussing about consensus algorithms, we'll see that none of it is, perfect. If it solves the one existing problem, then it is also bringing up another problems. And for that, the researchers, the developers are continuously developing, are continuously looking for new ways and new consensus algorithms. I'll explain what they mean in a bit. So that is why we say that research is an important part of solving problems and building upon existing ones. So, why do we do research? So, research not just increases our understanding, and it not just helps in problem solving. Okay, there are some pictures missing here, but it also helps in advancing the existing technology, and especially in Web3, since it's very new, it's still growing. We need a lot of work to be done in Web3. So that is the core idea why we do research. If we look at the research areas in Web3, so one is obviously blockchain. So you can, read about the existing blockchains, all the layer zero, layer ones, layer twos, and you can go to whitepaper.io, or you can go to Google Scholar and read about their uh, white paper there. And talking about other areas, so um in Web3, you can research on the governance models, on tokenomics, on DeFi, on gaming projects, on the infrastructure, on DAOs. So these are all the areas that you can look on. Of course, there are many others. You can select particular projects to research on. So research is a very vast field, and narrowing it down is on you. What area interests you the most? So uh, there are a lot of DAOs with very unique governance model with unique tokenomics. So if DAOs are your area of interest, if that is what intrigues you. So you can start researching on DAOs, and for that, I'll be telling you resources which you can and look to start. Of course, if you are someone who's curious, then you can pick up an area that is Web3 itself is very unexplored. So you can read and you can pick an area that is, that no one has worked upon, and you can start that. So coming on to how to do research. So I have categorized it in 4 stages. First involves reading, then identifying a research question or problem, then developing methods on the basis of what you have read, and finally writing a research report. Yeah. So step one involves reading. And especially in Web3, you need to read a lot, a lot. And by that, I mean you will have to go to Google Scholar to get access to research papers. You can use Sci-Hub if you cannot get access to some of the research papers. So Sci-Hub is like, it gives you the key to the research paper, so you can access it through that. And apart from that, you will, if you are researching on a project specifically, or even if you have selected a broader niche, even for that, you will have to read research articles. You'll have to read the white papers and light papers of the projects. And one way to identify the credibility of any research paper is you can skim through its references. So, if it has, the more the number of references it has, the better, you can say, the better uh, research paper it is. It shows its credibility because it has, yeah, I'll give you the names. Surely I can write it here. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, so as I was saying, the more references it has, the better it is for a research paper. And you can also check their authors, and you can check their profiles. So, mostly authors have shared some of their social links, or you can check their previous works as well. So that also tells you a lot about the author. And one thing that I'll suggest you to avoid is, just going through some random blogs on Google, or watching some random videos on YouTube. I know video content is easy to consume, and most of us prefer to watch videos rather than read the documents. But here is the thing: Web3 is new, and anyone can make videos. Okay. So you cannot tell if whatever said in video is accurate. Whereas when you go to research papers, when you read from research papers, or you read the docs of the specific project on their website. So, every project has their developer documents. So when you access that, that, okay, here is some credibility here. Okay, if you go to the developer docs, that the project has written. So, whatever is written will not be wrong, or, will not be inaccurate. Similarly, if you read good research papers, so, one that is cited more, and one that has more good amount of references. So, okay, this is an I can consider this as an accurate resource. Whereas if you go to YouTube and just watch videos, so anyone can make them. So I will not suggest you, and even I myself do not do it. Uh, but when it comes to projects, you can definitely listen to their AMAs, which they host. So that will also help you in your research, because through AMAs, when people share their doubts or they ask questions, and the developers themselves and the founders themselves are there, so that can also be considered. But initially, while you are still learning, research papers, research articles, and developer docs should be your go-to source. And of course, after reading, you have to organize whatever you have read in a structured way. So organizing is very necessary. So organize them in one place. So okay, these resources I have access, I have read as of now, and you'll have to prioritize the resources. Okay, whatever you have read. So when you are writing that will be in stage 4 when you'll be writing. So it will become a bit easier if you will do the prioritizing part here. And then you will have to research the existing literature that is related to your area. Like, I'm not talking about the topic right now, that is related to your area. So you will see, as you'll read on, you'll see that there are a couple of research papers written, there are a couple of good articles written. So reading up on what people have done to solve or to grow or to build upon that area, that is also going to give you an insight, and that will help you, you know skim through the content and pick a niche or pick a specific topic, and help you in identifying your topic for the research. Like, till now we are just reading, we have not selected a topic. But as you read through, you'll know, you'll realize, okay, this is something that is lacking, or this is something that I can work on. Or maybe if you read through, suppose you read through a research paper and you see, okay, the person this person, the author, has not clarified this part here, and but I have understood it, as I have read from other resources. I understand it. And everyone who reads it might, most of them might find it difficult. So I can take this up and I can write an article, or I can even build up on it, and I can write my own research paper on it. So that is how reading helps you. So it's not just about identifying a problem always. Sometimes the problems can be how the authors have written their written have presented their written piece. And if it's something that is quite difficult for most people, you can choose it, and you can give a simpler explanation to it, and that can be your um, your topic for research, or that can be your first literature piece or written piece in your research journey. So you never know. You'll just know it by reading. And for the beginners here, I'll suggest you to get you familiarized with Web3 and the technologies and the fundamentals. There is this book that is Introduction to Blockchain by Melanie Swan. So you can read it, and that is going to help you a lot. As I can see, there are a lot of people who don't know much about Web3. So that should be your first book as well in your research journey. Moving on. So, are you the curious one? This is the question that I'm asking, and you should ask yourself as well, that am I the curious one? because research is not for everyone. Frankly speaking, research is not for everyone. If you are someone who is just doing research for the sake of to get something published, and you don't have that tingling, or you don't have that curiosity in that is innate in you. If you don't have that innate curiosity, then research might not be an area for you, or research might not become your forte. So research is always for the curious ones, who who just don't read up whatever the resources they have access to, but they also like to um, explore. They also like to you know tweak the technologies, or like to explore how to tweak the existing technologies. So research is a niche for curious ones. So if you are, then you can continue with us. Let's come to stage two, identifying a question or problem. So, like I said, when you will be reading through so many resources, when you will be reading so much, you'll stumble upon something. You'll stumble upon a problem statement eventually. Or even if you don't, you can still pick a broad area of interest, the areas that I mentioned. Let's go back. Yeah. So you can, even if after reading so much, you still don't know where should I start. So you can pick any area. You can just select one area, and then you can start reading up more on it. And then you'll have to gather all the information that you have read and all the resources at one place. And then, as you read, you'll eventually identify a research need, because Web3 is we are still exploring Web3, and there are still a lot many possibilities in Web3. So then comes the point where you identify a research need, and that can be, again I'm saying, that can only be done as you read through the content. You'll need to read a lot. And then, after you identify a research need, you'll have to identify the constraints. Okay, if I have read this, these are the constraints. This is something that is posing a problem, that is currently inhibiting the growth. Say I pick a blockchain, and okay, this is the constraint here. Say it's the speed that is the constraint here. Then if you pick up speed, then you'll have to look at the existing trends, or what other projects are doing, what other blockchains are doing to solve it, and what that project particular is currently doing to solve it. And as you do it, you'll have to make a brief research proposal. Now, I'm not saying to make an entire 3 pager, 4 pager, just a research proposal. Why? Why do you need to write a research proposal? So when you write it, it will help you give a sense of clarity that I am now going to research on this particular statement. Maybe your statement can be vague in the beginning, but still, writing a proposal, a statement of the research, is essential. And then you'll have to also prepare a timetable for uh, carrying out the research and writing the report. That is the later part, but still, when you identify a research problem, a research question, or your problem, you'll have to prepare a proposal. It can be just 4 or 5 lines about it, and that is mandatory. Mandatory, I can say, because if you don't write the beginning, how you're going to begin, then it's, whatever the work you'll be doing will be kind of vague, and it will be a bit difficult. So for that, I also suggest you to keep a research diary. So keeping a research diary, in that you'll have to mention how and why you picked a particular research statement or a research problem, uh, and what all difficulties you faced, or what all difficulties you expected you'll face, and what actually you faced while researching or during your research. So you'll have to jot that down. I'll tell you why you should do it. uh, you'll also mention your sources of inspiration. So sources of inspiration here means, suppose if I read a white paper, or if I read, say, um, if I read some author's research article, and that is related to my research statement or my area, so that can also be your source of inspiration, because that triggered this my interest here and my research topic. So writing that down in your diary, then what all thoughts and feelings you are experiencing while researching. Now, by that I don't mean if you are unable to build upon your research, your problem statement for days, so you jot that down every day. Just when you are reading, when you are exploring, when you are researching, what all is going on in your mind, you jot that down. All the insights you get, all the critical turning points. When you mention it in your research diary, when you mention it somewhere, okay, research diary doesn't mean you'll have to carry your pen or notebook everywhere. You can maintain a doc file, and you can name it, this is my research diary. And as you carry on with your research journey, you can maintain it. So that helps you when after you complete your research work, after you are in the final stage of getting it published, when you'll go back to this diary, you'll learn a lot about the process of your research, and you'll see, you may identify some points where you could have done this in a better way. So keeping a research diary helps you a lot. So it will also help you when you'll write your next research paper, or you'll do your next research work. So keeping this diary will help you a lot. It will not just tell you about the mistakes that you did, it will also tell you a lot about the process and how you can uh, improve upon it. Yeah. So the next thing comes that everyone of you might be thinking that, how do I select a topic? Okay, you have told a lot that research is this, research is that how you should do it. But the main point comes, how should I select my topic? Uh, if I have identified a problem statement, it's good. But what if I haven't till now? Or, okay, I have identified a problem statement. What to do now? So for that, you'll need to select if whatever you are researching upon, do you intend to make a new product out of it, or is it just a development or an improvement of the one that already exists? And by product here, I just don't mean all the existing Web3 products. It can be, you can make your build your entire a new blockchain, and like Janesh here has also done that. So you'll have to decide what you are doing. Do you intend to make a new product, or is it just an improvement of something that already exists? If not product, is it a new theory? Is it reinterpretation of an existing one. So when I mentioned that you can identify a problem statement within the existing document, within the existing research paper. So is it the reinterpretation of an existing one, or are you through your research are you intending to sorry, to make a new tool or technique? Maybe it can be a new sorry, a new model or a new perspective. Maybe it can be an in-depth study of something, the areas that I mentioned, or something else. Maybe it can be an in-depth study about it. Maybe it can be a critical analysis. So you can, for example, you can do the analysis of how current DeFi markets work, a critical analysis, or, you know, your research piece can even be a collection of general findings or conclusions. Uh, that depends totally on you. Once you identify the problem, or once you identify the gaps, you can select, is it going to be a new product, is it going to be a development on existing one, is it going to be a new theory, is it going to be a reinterpretation of existing one, is it going to be a new model, is it going to be an in-depth study, a critical analysis, or just general conclusions and findings? That depends on you. So, for selecting a topic, of course, again, you'll have to read a lot. You'll need to explore. And for exploring, I have already mentioned some of the resources where you can go and check out. And then comes the execution part, where you will, after you have explored, after you have read, after you have decided what your through this research paper you are intending to do, the part comes where you execute. Yeah. So okay, I also wanted to tell you guys about after you have uh, collected all the knowledge, uh, you might have a question. Okay, I have done this, I have prepared all the work. Maybe I just want to publish an informal article first. So where should I go? So for formal articles, you can go to LaTeX. LaTeX is a tool where it gives you a documented model for you to publish your articles or even research papers. And there is a tool called Outleaf that gives you an entire LaTeX environment. So if you don't know how to use LaTeX, or it is getting difficult for you to use LaTeX, you can use Outleaf, and it is gonna simplify a lot of work for you. So for formal articles or research papers, you can go to LaTeX, or if you want to, Overleaf. And if you want to publish any informal articles, so there are a couple of decentralized projects like WordCell, like Mirror. These are decentralized platforms where you get rewarded for publishing. Or even you can go to Medium. I'm sure everyone knows here Medium. So you can publish your research article or any article there. Or if you choose to have your personal blog, then you can even do that. And you can even use Notion to build your portfolio and publish your research papers there. Yeah. So that's about it. Of course, in your research journey, especially in Web3, you'll have to read a lot. If I tell you about my journey,
So after I started as a freelance researcher in Web3. Before that, I was trading into crypto markets, and that went badly. I have experiences which I'll share with you in the informal session. So then I started as a freelance researcher. I first started off by writing threads, and my threads, I still write threads. Like, there is not a particular niche. I currently I'm writing technical threads, so I have written threads on soul bounded tokens, on uh, uh, a lot of other tech stuff. And I have also worked on research bounties. So I go to super team and I hunt for bounties. Of course, I've not won any, but I can share my research work with you guys, and then definitely we can have a discussion upon it. So that's about my research journey, and I am currently also working upon the uh, governance modeling for deep that is under process, and hopefully we'll be launching our white paper soon. Yeah, that's about me. Okay, there's a question. What are basics and advanced parts we need to understand to become a part of the bigger picture? By bigger picture, what do you mean? Okay, I'm not getting your question. Could you just unmute? Okay. It's okay. Then I am not getting your question. If anyone is, then please tell me. What are the basics and advanced parts we need to understand to become part of a bigger picture top community? Uh, Yeah, thank you, Janesh. So if you guys want, I can also uh, show you guys Google Scholar and whitepaper.io how. Okay, it's just yeah. So suppose I search upon zero knowledge proofs. Because zero knowledge proofs are currently, very unexplored, and we are currently still learning. So there is this research paper. Okay. Um, okay. Let's just take any research paper, and I'll tell you how. If it doesn't have access, then of course we'll use Sci-Hub. Okay. See, it has 730 citations. You can uh, tell about the level of the paper from here. It is cited 730 times. Yeah. So, okay. I guess I'll have to use Sci-Hub because to get the key and get access to the entire paper. Okay. So here you just paste the link of whatever research paper or research piece you want to access and can't get access to. And Sci-Hub is going to do the work for you. Okay, it's taking longer than expected. Yeah, so you can see I have the access to this paper. So that is how Sci-Hub, you can use Sci-Hub if you find some articles that you cannot get access to. So you can use Sci-Hub. Similarly, apart from Google Scholar, you can go to whitepaper.io to read about white papers and light papers. There might be a possibility that some of the white papers are not published on whitepaper.io because some projects prefer to publish it on their own website or somewhere else. So, but mostly you'll get access to white papers there. If you don't, then you can just go to the project's website and you'll be able to access it. So this is the interface of the website, and this is another one. And one thing I wanted to tell you guys, that it's not always mandatory that if you are learning about blockchain, then you will only use the existing tech. So you can also merge the technologies, like Janesh said he will be discussing the paper where he merged IoT with blockchain. So similarly, you can also work on something like merging blockchain with AI and ML tech also. So blockchain, you should not just limit your scope to one tech. You can also merge techs, and you can research upon it and publish an article or even a white paper. It's not always necessary to go to IEEE and get your research paper published. You can also get a white paper done, and you can publish that too. So currently, even if you look at Vitalik's work, you will see that he is not publishing now research papers, he's publishing white papers. So the one that I worked on previously, soul bounded tokens, so that was also a white paper and not a research paper. So the trend is changing. It's not always to go to the traditional method and publish a research paper. In Web3, you can also write white papers and light papers. And if you guys have any questions, then shoot. You can also unmute, and if you cannot, then please type it. I guess you guys don't have any questions. Okay, there is one. What would be the necessary contents in the research paper? Yeah, that's a good question. So once you have decided to write a research paper and you have gathered the resources and the information, so the structure of a research paper goes like, you'll have to first mention the abstract in abstract of your research paper. Then goes the introduction, and in the introduction, in the abstract, you will be giving the overview of your research work. What through your research paper, what do you intend to do? That goes in the abstract. So it is kind of a summary for your research paper, and it's very important that you keep it concise and you keep it very specific, because uh, the abstract, most people, what whoever reads a research paper, they first go to the abstract, and the more precise and more concise and specific your abstract is, the better it tells the readers about your research paper. Then goes the introduction, then your research method. In that you will be you can begin with what inspired you to write. In the introduction you can write what inspired you to write this research paper, but be concise about it as well. And in introduction you will be talking about what you are working on, so that will be a brief introduction about what you are working on, or what you intend to do, the tech or the product or the technology. So its introduction goes in that part, and then comes your method. And this is basically, I'm giving you a basic structure. Of course you can add on, but then comes the research method. So the purpose of this section is, uh, it gives readers the exact understanding of what this research is about. It gives the understanding of the research process. So it will give them an overall design of the study or the research that you have conducted, and the procedures that you have used, um, um, and the description of the uh, overall purpose about the the research that goes in this part. And then comes the in that you can also you know you can also take the existing projects, and you can draw differences and how you aim to solve it. So you can also mention that, because that is mandatory to mention. That improves the quality of your paper. To uh, be more clear, that improves the quality, and that also gives readers uh, an insight into what you are doing and what the existing solutions haven't been able to. And then comes the if there are any results, then results of your research paper, of your research. That's a basic structure, and I guess Janesh would be able to tell you more. The best way to enhance the writing skills, which is apt for research paper standards. Okay. Yeah, just so Janesh said, write more. Of course. So, when you go to IEEE or other similar platforms, you can, as you'll read, you can make note of how the authors are writing their paper, their approach to it, and you can, you know, do a breakdown of their approach, and that is also going to help you in understanding how apt and how precise your research paper should be. Yep. Tomorrow you will get the complete idea behind writing a paper when you'll read one along with Janesh. Yep. Any other questions? Feel free to unmute and talk. Yeah, definitely. We pick up their style, but we improvise it. Uh, yeah, you can say better writer, or you can say improvising it. So the best artists are the stealers. Okay. So research is also an art, and the more you write, the more experience you're gonna get, and better your writing skills will be. After all, after reading up, after researching, after doing everything comes down to writing and being able to convey your work to the readers. So I guess there are no questions. I'll be dropping links to my research work Till then, if you guys have any questions, then you can write it in chat. Okay, so this is the most recent one that I've published. It's a bit long because I've also, when you'll read, you'll know why it's so long. And there is another one. So these are project breakdowns. And we can have a discussion on them if you guys want. In the community, are you talking about Deepverse? No, Web3. Okay. So I've been in Web3 since 2021 while I was trading, and still I was even then researching on projects. But if I say how long I've started working, then it's from July 2022. So 6, 7 months since I've been properly working and exploring Web3. Still exploring. There's a lot to explore, there's a lot to learn. Yeah. So tell me if you guys have any more questions. No, Medium is not the place to publish research papers. If you are looking for an informal platform where you can publish some articles, so Medium, or you can even go to WordCell to publish your articles. But for research papers, IEEE, publishing a research paper of IEEE standards is tough. But if you get that, if you figure that out, and if you get that published, so that will be, that will tell a lot about the quality of your research paper. So you can go to IEEE, and yeah, I guess someone has unmuted. Okay. I guess that answers your question. Medium is not the place to get your research papers published. The one that I have shared, no, it's a research article. I worked on a bounty, research bounty. So the article that I submitted, it's the one. The one that you'll be reading, that Janesh will be discussing tomorrow, that is of IEEE standard. Yeah. So I guess we should wrap up the formal session, and we can hop on to Discord for further discussions. An informal session. Glad, glad you liked it. If you guys have any more questions, then we can take them up on Discord. Okay. See you guys on Discord. I guess we should wrap up this session now, Janish. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining, and do tell me if you guys like the session. Yeah. Okay. I'll share the link